I grew up in the old alleys of Aleppo city and was born in one of the city's oldest hospitals. My typical morning back in Syria would start with the sound of the morning call to prayer coming from the neighborhood mosque, followed by the sound of birds as the sun starts rising. In 2011, all these memories were reshaped beyond recognition by the destruction of war and mass displacement. In less than 1 year, neighborhoods no longer looked the same, and neighbors were either killed or left their houses for the wind.
أنا اسمي جود نور الدين وأنا طالبة لاجئة.
This is how I introduced myself in Canada, where I arrived with thousands of other Syrian refugees fleeing war and persecution. It has been more than 40 years since Canada started welcoming Syrian refugees, and many questions regarding the adaptation of Syrian refugees are rising. Questions like how are Syrians doing, how are they adapting, what strengths have they brought that help them adapt, and how can we better help them adapt to their new communities. As a research assistant on a SSHRC-funded project at the University of Alberta, I got involved in a study that seeks to answer these questions by understanding the psychosocial adaptation and integration of Syrian refugees using community learning empowerment groups. In this community-based participatory research study, 7 leaders from the Syrian community were trained to run groups of Syrian men, women, youth, and seniors from different ethnicities and backgrounds. The groups focused on main psychosocial domains impacted by trauma and mass violence as entry points into conversations that were set up in a manner that was safe and supportive. By running these groups, we are learning whether this group format is a useful model for community-based initiatives to support community development and address mental health issues. Syrian refugees are given a familiar space where they can meet and discuss topics that are very specific to their lives within the first years of arrival. We are building the capacity among natural leaders of the Syrian communities to organize and run similar groups in the future. Syrian men, women, youth, and seniors are provided a place where they can voice their experiences and recommendations to what can support their psychosocial adaptation. Some groups have started mobilizing themselves to find solutions to some of the challenges they have identified. For example, the seniors group has established their own English class addressing the language barrier. Starting a new home away from home for refugees is never easy, but having more community-based research like this one helps them believe that it is possible.